Wait,
I mean, a lot of things happen in season 3.
We're under
There's
like
a lot of
lock and
different
key.
family dynamics change. Everyone keeps talking about how it's darker, you know, from Morty's perspective, and then also there's some bestiality for 1 second.
Oh my. Yeah.
Season 3, and
Some pretty
some
rad guest stars.
incest.
Oh yeah.
We've kind of done that already though, so it's not so bad. Yeah,
And they keep it classy, only in the classiest.
Yeah, we gotta push the boundaries.
Do they keep the full scripts, or do they keep them secret like in a Woody Allen movie where they only give you
Only your part? No. We get the
the
full
whole
script. It's like a very exciting day when you like look in your email box and there's a Rick and Morty script.
Yeah, because sometimes you won't get it until an hour before you go in. So there's those days where you're like, what the fuck is going on? And then you have to like go in and say a bunch of lines for an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever, and you don't know what's happening. That's happened. But it's not good.
But like when you know, obviously when you read it, you're like reading about like a, you know, the Galactic Federation comes in, or there's like a testicle-headed monster, or a cloud fart, or you know, a Mr. Meeseeks box. Like you can't imagine in your mind whatever you visualize is going to be so different than the end product. So it's so exciting for us to see the episodes.
Those are all very normal words.
Meeseeks, butthole, and so like it's one of the funnest parts of the show is like reading the script and seeing, like, because the scripts are super detailed, all those scenes and what happens is super detailed, but then to see what the animators do to it, and I'm such a geek for animation, probably because I cannot draw at all, and the art in season 3 is insane. It's
Are you still a horse surgeon?
I am. Although there is a moment.
I mean, just a
I think
horse
at
surgeon.
301.
I mean, just a horse surgeon.
Just a horse. Really? Okay, we're no
Just
longer speaking.
only a
Next
horse
question.
surgeon.
Only horse surgeon. The season 3 we've got some awesome guest stars.
Horse heart surgeon.
Horse heart surgeon.
Like who?
Yeah, I could have been
That alliteration. It's just
It's a real doctor.
thing.
Okay.
Did you like research? Like actual,
Not on a horse. I
horse
actually
heart
only
surgeon?
could do it on a goat. That's all that was available. So my
Oh.
practice was on a goat.
Right.
But I think it's a similar heart apparently. So it was enough.
it's enough practice to know. Yeah, the chambers are the same, similar.
Yeah. Cool. Just one chamber. Just one giant.
Just one giant.
We passed the Bechdel test, by the way.
We passed the what?
The Bechdel test by having this conversation.
Oh yes, we have. Yes.
Both of us.
So were you
flying colors.
excited when Beth actually followed the Meeseeks advice and now she can be free? Was it an exciting thing to explore this season?
Oh yeah, it's super fun. I mean, it's always, you know,
I'm feeling it myself.
It's a fun season for Beth. I mean, she gets, you know, we get to dive in a little bit in one episode and see a little bit of insight into her childhood. We see a little more about her relationship with Rick. Another cool thing about season 3 is there's a lot of pairings that we haven't seen before, like characters and relationships that haven't gotten to be explored yet today.
Do you guys have a favorite line from the show as well? Rick and Morty has.
I mean, I just always say like keep summer safe. That's my favorite. I mean, and there was, I mean, like I always obviously like love the things that I do because I'm an actress. So I mean, I loved the DMX thing with like the Mr. Needful episode in season 1 where like we go and we beat up the devil basically, who's Alfred Molina. Like I just like love that. But I also really loved Chris Parnell's whole thing where he lives like the life he always dreamed of. I don't know what was the name of that episode. Where it's the Meeseeks episode. I'm not even in that episode, and he like is like an apple. He's like selling. It's the best. It's like his performance of that episode is the fucking best. Yeah,
I know his line reads are crazy. I wish he could be here.
I
today.
know.
He's like one of my favorite lines
He's the
and line
best.
reads is when I'm yelling we're on Planet Swanch for the wedding, and I'm yelling. I'm saying, "Don't fuck this up for me. It's my one chance to be in this part of my dad's life." And I'm like, "Go stand over there, look at the wall. Don't talk to anybody." He's like, "Well, maybe I just." But one of my favorite lines of all time is I'm not going to get it exactly quoted perfectly, but if life is completely meaningless, so come watch TV.
Fine words.
True. Very good.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen anybody dressed like you at Comic-Con yet?
I haven't seen any summers yet, but I just got here at like 7 a.m. this morning.
She flew in
I
from
was
work.
working on another show in New Mexico, so I just got here. But I'm sure there'll be some summer somewhere because people always tag me in their like summer improvs. You know, they've got their Instagrams, and I'm like, yes, amazing. Or people will meet me and they'll tell me like, you kind of look like Summer. She's really hot. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
That is the nicest thing anyone's ever said.
It's just so nice.
Unlike me, who I got a tweet that was like, at Sarah Chalkes finally found the best medium for her looks, #animation. I was like,
Let's go. Let's like troll her. Let's go troll her later.
yeah,
Okay, we'll go to that boat party and troll.
yeah. I've not seen any Beths yet. I did see one last year. We've seen a lot. You see a lot of Ricks and a lot of Mr. Creepy
And Meeseeks.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
Meeseeks and Ricks at the top.
Yeah, they're probably like the most fun to dress up as too.
Yeah.
You know, because like Rick has that like blue hair and a lab coat. Like that's just, and it's simple. It's like an easy cosplay.
Yeah.
You know.
Last year I had an 8-week-old here, and I was like trying to get on the train just to make the train, and I was like getting in the car to go to the train, and I was like, Rick and Morty onesie, and I like sprinted back inside, got one of my Rick and Morty t-shirts, a tiny onesie, some scissors, some needle and thread, which obviously I don't know how to use, and so then I got on the train and I'm like trying to darn a tiny Rick and Morty onesie. So my 8-week-old was like the tiniest Rick and Morty onesie. It was great. Because she was like this big and the onesie was like this big.
That's fantastic.
8 weeks old. Yeah. She's kind of my hero. I mean,
It was a pretty baller move.
yeah, it was a baller move.
Everyone's like, you can't take an 8-week-old to Comic-Con.
Yeah, you can. You can if you're doing Rick and Morty.
I should have dressed her as like a tiny
As a tiny what is it? Total onesie.
Totally. You put the hat on and you will like it. Big, you know. It's like, what is happening?
She would, yeah.
I'd like to ask, so if your characters came to Comic-Con, who do you think they would cosplay as?
Sorry,
Oh my
if our
God.
characters came, who would they cosplay as?
Oh my god,
a great
definitely like
question.
Daenerys Strong. Yeah, Danny. What do they call her? They call her Danny.
Danny, I think,
They call
right?
her
Yeah.
Danny, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. That's what I mean. Daenerys Strongborn, right?
Something like that.
Strongborn?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched all of the seasons. I caught up. I didn't watch it from the beginning, so I spent like about 3 months watching all of the seasons of Game of Thrones before I came here last year, and then also crocheted an entire queen-size blanket at the same time.
Nicely done. Now that's impressive.
So I feel like I accomplished something and then also watched an entire 6 season. I did, yeah, I did.
It's amazing.
It was. Maybe I'll give it to you. I think you should.
I tried to crochet a scarf. I was going to a job. I was like 21. My grandma taught me how to crochet, and she started off the scarf, and then like she made like this much of a little scarf, and I was gonna make the rest of it. And I came back with less scarf than I left because I kept trying, and it's not that hard. Like what?
It's just you need perseverance, man.
It's okay, I like that talent.
It's fine.
I'm not.
I think Beth would come as, I want to say bird person, but I don't know if that's allowed because it's a show within a show, but it's still a different, it's on planet. So yeah, I mean,
Why not?
I think I'm saying that because that's who like I would like to come
That's
as.
totally what Summer would come as.
You know, just like
I mean,
feathers everywhere. I think that costume would be awesome.
You guys are recording. Do you guys get to pitch jokes? You guys ad lib it all, or you guys?
sometimes. I mean, a lot of the time I like stick to it, but if it's something that I wouldn't normally say in my own personal vernacular, then I kind of change it a little bit. But most of the time, we pretty much stick to it. And there's opportunities, and there's opportunities though where you'll get to like sing a song or like do something where you can add a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah,
Well, Justin's always there too, right?
Totally. He's always there, and Dan's often there, and they're throwing ideas at you, and they always are like, you can get it as it is on the page, try something different. But the scripts are so tight that like it often is we do it exactly as written, and then we can, you know, like Spencer was saying, like there's times where like you're singing a song or you're doing, you know, your character is in a different dimension or is, you know, giant Summer or giant Beth or Cronenberg Summer, Cronenberg Beth or, you know, drunk Beth or you know, times where you get to just, what was the other one?
Over sexual Beth.
There's one where in the episode where Jerry and Beth go off planet for couples counseling. And
I loved that episode.
See Beth as Jerry sees her and see Jerry as Beth sees her. So good. You know, we got to try. Like, there's
You're
opportunities too for trying
So hilarious. One of my favorite episodes. They're codependent.
She sees Jerry as like a little tiny.
Like this tiny little worm. Yeah, it's very funny.
Can you just touch on your process, like when you were on scripts, like when you would get a script, and how does it compare to now when you're just a voice?
It's so different. I mean, when you take out that element of worrying about what anything else in your body is doing and the blocking or anything, and it's just your voice, it's so liberating in a way because, you know, if you want to try something different on Scrubs, you ask for another take. You're asking 100 people to do that take with you because there's a whole crew who will be doing that for the next 5 minutes with you. Whereas when you're doing a voice, like you can try it 10 different ways in a minute, and just there's something very freeing I found about that.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about what your face does.
Yeah.
Like your body, when you're working on camera, there's a lot more, just more control over your body and your movements and your weird idiosyncrasies. But when you get to work on without the camera, you just get to use your voice. You can, like I'm doing right now, you can like move around. Apart from making too much body noise, so you kind of have to like keep your feet planted.
I learned quickly not to wear the hoodie with the
don't do any zippy things because that like ruins your take. But if you can just do it, yeah, it's the best.
It is.
It's my
I'm sure
favorite.
if you had like a video camera videoing some of the voice stuff, like it would be really embarrassing.
You'd see us making the craziest faces. Yeah.
Well, because if you're trying to be out of breath because you're sprinting, or if you're screaming, or whatever, you're trying to visualize the aliens that are coming at you. I'm sure it sometimes looks.
You jump up and down, and you do like running in place, and like all that stuff. So fun. I know it'd be really fun if we could all like. I'll try to let us record an episode together. We do that one time. We record all separately, and it would be so fun if we could just be all in the same room at the same time. Yeah.
Okay, season 4.
We're gonna push for that, guys.
Yeah.
This should happen.
We'll see how that goes.
Very cool.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Just to see, it might be terrible, but like we try.